Hello everybody, Manuel from Hidalgo. It's not the first time you've seen me on either a video or from a newsletter or anything else. Today we're discussing the journey to the cloud that Atlassian has announced. Clearly, a lot of things will move in the Atlassian ecosystem for the coming years. And today I will be discussing with my dearly beloved colleague Anne, who is our licensing specialist within Hidalgo, about the changes that will come on for the future. And the floor is yours.
Thank you, Manuel. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. So indeed, Atlassian has announced big news, and we're going to take you through all the changes that's coming up. It's gonna be a whole lot. For the next few years, really mark down 2nd of February into your agenda. It's only 12 days before Valentine's Day, so you should remember it. So, starting from the 2nd of February 2021 up till 2024, Atlassian will implement changes to their server and data center offerings that will
impact each and every one of you in any way, because we know that in the market for the moment we have like 90 to 95% of our installations are on server, so many will be impacted on this part. So let's have a closer look to the agenda and see what we can pick it up.
So, Manuel, 2nd of February 21. For server, no more new server license will be sold. There will be new prices for renewals and upgrades. And the following server apps cannot be quoted nor purchased anymore. And that includes advanced roadmaps, team calendars for Confluence, analytics for Confluence, and insight and asset management and insight discovery for Jira Service Desk.
Yeah. So they cannot be quoted anymore. So maybe important to know that they will be integrated, in fact, in the coming versions of Jira. And that's the reason they can't be quoted anymore, because they will be available. It's one of the upgrades we get in the system of the Atlassian ecosystem. So
correct. So also for the server starter licenses, there's going to be some changes. So the 2nd of February will be also the end date for upgrades of a starter license. After this date, you cannot upgrade the user tier anymore, or you should be moving to cloud or data center.
So the famous land and expand on server level, it stops here because there is no more starter licenses
on
available.
Server, yeah.
And it only will be land and expand on the cloud version.
Correct. For server evaluations, those will also disappear, obviously. So you cannot create no new server evaluations anymore. And you cannot convert a server trial into a full license anymore.
Consequence will be, of course, that in the other part, the cloud will be, the trials will be extended, as they used to be very short, like 1 week of trial, and could be extended until 3 weeks. So that is going to change us also.
Yes, that's going to be to still 60 days. Exception, though, on server licenses is that you will still be able to purchase new licenses for Fisheye and Crucible, which remain in basic maintenance. Basic maintenance, you know what it means, Manuel?
I would have no clue. You can tell me.
Okay, so there will be no new developments in the product, but bug fixes, etc., will be done as usual. So on the 2nd of February, also data center will be impacted. What is going to change for data center? So data center will also have new prices for existing and new customers. The new functionality, as mentioned before by Manuel, will be included in data center, so that it's called built-in apps. Those are the 4 ones: the advanced roadmaps, team calendars, analytics, and insight.
Where we need to specify that those tools are not implemented in every Jira. Some of them will be available in Jira Service Desk, and others will be available in Jira Software or Confluence.
Correct. There will also be a discontinuation of data center upgrade credits. Atlassian will replace those credits by data center loyalty discounts. We will come back to this in a later stage in the presentation. Some exciting news too. Bamboo Data Center is on the roadmap for Q3 for 2021. So still to be continued, I would say. And on top of all that, Atlassian is also offering priority support included with a data center subscription for the products Jira Software, Jira Service Desk, Confluence, and Crowd, and as well as Bitbucket for customers with 500 users or more. So that is already a big shot for 2021. And then we will move on to 2022. What's going to happen then, Manuel?
Well, as we can see, it's the end of upgrades. It means it rings the bell that server is brought to the cemetery slowly, and we will have no longer ability to downgrade or upgrade. So if you're thinking about having more users added to your instance in any other way, well, you do it before the famous date, the 2nd of February 2022, because later it will not be possible. Not going higher, not going lower. So it's all about planning.
Yeah, correct. In 2023, Atlassian foresees that they will end the sales of new server apps for existing server licenses. So that means that customer can no longer purchase new apps for existing server licenses. You can still renew for up till the date of the February 2nd, 2024. Also here there are a few exceptions, like upgrade or downgrade of user tiers for Fisheye and Crucible will still be able to do so, and also upgrade or downgrade from Bamboo until we release the data center version. So that's a bit in contradiction of what I told before, but that's what Atlassian has spread in their roadmaps.
And correctly used the word apps in this presentation, but for those who are not familiar yet with the word apps, it's add-ons, which has been used much longer so far, and sometimes still there is a little bit confusion about it, but apps and add-ons, it's about the same, so we could call it the marketplace environment.
Okay, and then the final year, 2024.
Yep, rest in peace for the server.
Yes, indeed.
No longer support, although everybody has I think a perpetual license with server. You can use it until your server dies or you want to upgrade anyway, but there will be no longer support for it, no bug fixes, no new features, no nothing. So that's a choice everybody needs to make. At 2024 is your latest choice moment.
Correct. So Atlassian also has announced some policy changes around quoting. Normally, for each quote you get from me, quotes are valid 30 days until 90 days. Atlassian has announced that they will grant or extend every quote that has been made in the Atlassian system. So every quote that I make for you is also doubled by an Atlassian quote. So every quote generated between the 3rd of December and the 1st of February 2021 will be extended until the 2nd of March 2021. One very important thing to mention here is that if you make any change to that quote, after 1st of February 2021. I would say if you would like to upgrade user tiers or add something or downgrade or whatever, this will annul your Atlassian quote and you will be obliged to purchase at the new prices. So keep that in mind when offers are made, that they cannot be changed anymore after the 1st of February 2021. Otherwise, you will be quoted at the new list prices. So please, you can hear in the sidelines that I'm promoting a bit the early renewals for those who wish to stay with Server for the next coming year. So if you ask a quote between the 3rd of December and 1st of February 2021, you will still be granted the old prices.
That sounds very clear. And I would emphasize that for all of you, it's also for your own good that we have that as early as possible, for the simple reason we expect to have a large demand on quotes. And if everybody wants to have his quotes on time, it's good that it comes in a little bit spread out. So don't start at the last second to have your quote and have everything validated in a very short period of time. So please already start planning.
And what about refunds? Refunds, they will still stay the same as 30 days as normal. Of course, you know, Hidalgo is always doing its utmost best to make or to ask
a refund.
A refund whenever is needed. If you, for instance, just purchased a server license and would rather take the chance now to move to cloud, then just give us a ring and we will help you further. Yeah,
it's a refund is something that we don't control. So we always have to do a request. It's not something which is for granted. It goes through a whole process. So in this case, it's always on the stake of Atlassian to decide finally if a refund is possible, yes or no. So we have the price increases. A bit. I think in the last years we had some price increases. It's almost like a tradition.
Yes.
Every time in August we get a letter that's stating we will have a price increase coming up, and in October it's price increase galore. And this time we were a bit surprised that we had a price increase that is again for the 2nd of February. So Anne told it so many times. Mark it in your agenda. Well, it's not only for the changes in server, it's also on the price increases. Because although it will be discontinued, it will be more expensive. And it used to be around 10%. Well, this year it's 15% for the renewal and the upgrades. On the purchase, there will be no longer a price increase. It doesn't make much sense either, because it stops the 2nd of February 2021. You can't purchase after that anymore. And for everything else that is on Jira Service Desk, Bitbucket, Bamboo, Crowd, and all the rest, renewal and upgrade is plus 15% as well. So you could state generally anything is plus 15.
Well, there's a little nuance over there.
Oh, is it?
Yes, there is. So for Jira Software, Confluence, and Jira Core, previously Atlassian talked about grandfathered prices. You probably heard me saying that word also in the past. Now they are changing to another word, advantaged pricing. So if you have purchased your initial Jira Software, Confluence, or Jira Core license before the 3rd of October 2019, then the renewal and upgrade price will be plus 15%. If you have purchased that new license after that date, after the 3rd of October 2019, then you will have no increase in renewal or upgrades this year.
So a lot of changes that are stacking up.
Yes, indeed. It's a very long list of changes. So then we end up with data center. What are there? The price increases. The new data center subscriptions, they vary, and the fork is really big. The increase is between 15 and 140%, depending on the product and user tier you are purchasing. Please also note that at this point, the lowest user tier for data center still remains at 500 users. So there's no envisioning yet of having lower user tiers in the future.
It means that customers that want to stay on-premise but have a 200 user tier for the moment or something in Jira software, they really want to stay with Atlassian and Jira, they need to purchase a data center 500.
They will have to go to data center 500, correct.
And if I remember well, with that price increase, data center 500 is one of the most targeted and is on the very high range of the fork. So it will be a big impact.
Yes, there's going to be a big impact, of course. Further on in this presentation or in the conversation, I will elaborate a bit on the incentives that Atlassian is giving us to have customers moved from server to data center. So they will give you some rebates the first 3 years. So for existing data center subscriptions, there is also an increase for Jira Software Data Center 500 purchased before the 3rd of October 2019. There's a 36% renewal raise. And Jira Service Data Center 500 purchased after the 3rd of October 2019. There's no increase. What's the reason of the 3rd of October 2019? Maybe that's a question. Well, that was the last price increase of last year, so that's where they have the cutoff.
Yeah, there was the tradition, where we still had a tradition in price increases.
That's true. And all the other data center licenses purchased before the 2nd of February 2021 will have a raise of 15%.
And this is looks a bit like the Santa Claus part of Atlassian, the incentives. And what can we find there?
The incentives, yes. When you are choosing to move from server to data center, excuse my French, from server and data center to the cloud, Atlassian has come up with a few incentives. The first one is the multi-year cloud migration loyalty discount. It's a mouthful, but we'll explain it in detail. So this discount ends the 21st of July 2021, and it's only available on annual cloud subscriptions.
On the migration server or data center licenses, mainly for in fact, the whole Atlassian stack, I would call it the original stack because it excludes Opsgenie and Trello and all the other status pages and so on, what has come later to it, so the core stack, that we will have a rebates that is going digressive, so it will lower every year, starts on 55% if your purchase is dated before the 1st of July and so on. So you can see that it's significant, but there are several conditions which you have to fulfill before you can get it. So it means that starting from plus 1,000 user tiers means all our customers with lower user tiers, no multi-year cloud migration loyalty discount, your mouthful as you refer to it. So that means that for those who have smaller instances, no rebates.
No, that's true. They have no rebates. They have other incentives like cloud migration trails. The customer can access or assess and test a cloud instance, standard or premium, for a minimum of 60 days. It matches their user tiers up to 5,000 users. And it's not only to 60 days, but also the trial can go on the whole duration of your server license.
Yeah. So let's give an example. I bought my license August 2019, and my renewal should be August 2021, for example. I bought a 2-year one. So I will be entitled from the 2nd February onwards to August 2021? Or,
yes, correct.
Yeah, so I can use a test instance for the whole duration in parallel with my server.
Yes, correct. There's also dual licensing for cloud migration. So the dual license offers the ability for existing server and data centers to take advantage of a free license extension for up to 1 year. So actually, in your example, if your data center or server license ends in August 2021, you can still have it until 2022 without any extra costs.
Yeah, but that...
It is 4,000 plus.
Yeah, users. Again, for the larger tier of customers.
Yeah. And then there's also the server to cloud migration credits when dual licensing does not fit the need.
So it's a bit of a package. When this doesn't fit, we get something else, and if that doesn't. So there is something for everybody.
There is something for everybody. So the server to cloud migration credits, so that means that if you're in the middle of your server or data center license agreement, but you're already ready to make the switch to cloud, Atlassian will credit your customer subscription for any unused maintenance that is remaining.
So, moving from server to data center loyalty discounts, again a mouthful, would be available from the same famous date, 2nd February 2021, and is replacing, in fact, the data center upgrade credits. The subscription discounts will be based on the purchase or renew your data center subscription. And as you know, we had it before, rebates can change at any given moment. So it's very wise if you see an opportunity, your budgets are in line and everything, and you made a decision to not postpone, because as they would say in America, I think it ain't gonna be cheaper. Something like that. No?
Hell yeah. Okay, so for the data center loyalty discounts, as you can see here in the overview, we have a split between the percentages, everything that's up to 1,000 users and above. So for 3 years you can have discounts that Atlassian will offer you when you move before the 1st of July 2021, and so on and so on. And discounts will differ from 25%, they can go up to 40%.
Yeah, important to know, and those are discounts in general. So that's discounts given by Atlassian, not by a partner.
No, correct.
So partner discounts can be on top.
They're on top of it.
Okay.
So what's next for you as an Atlassian Stack user? It's for the coming months to evaluate what option are you gonna take, which path are you gonna walk.
Not an easy path, because if you have a very small instance with just one add-on or a few and no automation, no specific scripts running, etc., you will have a lean and mean, easy choice to do. On the other hand, there are 3 steps in the cloud. You have different tastes. It's like silver, gold, and platinum. You have here a standard, a premium, and an enterprise level. which have some significant differences between them on availability, data residency, support, and so on. So even in that case, there are many choices to make, or data center.
So we have 3 options. Option 1, short term, you have mid-term, and you have long-term. The short-term option is when you take action before February the 2nd, 21. What are my options? You can stay in server, you can move to cloud, you can move to data center. We will work something out, and in the next coming days we will show you in detail what those options will be for you as a customer in general. So we have a short-term option, a mid-term option, where you take action between February 2nd, 2021 and June 21. And we have the long-term option. That's when you decide whatever you will do after June 30th, 2021. But we will give you some overviews in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
What those options mean.
Because we have been going through quite a lot, and the changes are significant. It means even for us, it's still adapting to everything is new. As you can see, we're both now really the actors that are having a pre-prepared, very stringent following scenario on these changes, because it's very new, very fresh. But for us, it's quite important to have it the word out on those changes, and mainly also we will continue to inform you as much as we can in the near future, because that's we will have most of our of customers or people or users on the phone. They probably will be very interested in all the possible steps to reduce the cost to a max.
Correct. So we will work out different plans for each of one of you. Just give us a call, give us a ring, send us an email, and we will start working around it.
No, or create a ticket in our service portal.
Even better. Manuel. Even
Thank you
better.
very much. Go to services.idalco.com to finalize your request. So
the coming days, Atlassian will also, they populate their helpful links also as of 29th of October. It's still empty, the site, but there's a kind of a hub they're creating, a self-service hub for each and single one of you, where you can have a look what the changes will mean to you. I haven't seen it yet, so it's gonna be a big surprise for us too. Okay, so anywhere lost in translation? I can guess that's happening to a lot of us at the moment. But know that we are here as a team, so the IDALCO team, we will do our utmost best to guide everybody through this period and give you the best advice as we can.
Yep. So there are no stupid questions, I would say. You can only get a stupid answer. So please, they're always welcome to do and ask questions, and we'll be most happily on responding to them.
Yes, I will try.
Thank you very much, everybody, for this. If you might have any questions of whatever, so services.idalco.com, give us a call. Always welcome. Have a great day, and see you on the next video where we elaborate on more. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.